In the early 20th century, a few Mohiniyattam artists lived near and around Bharatapuzha region. That means near to the river Nila. Most of them had received training in Mohiniyattam in their younger years and had performed publicly for some time. However, due to strong social opposition and moral policing, many of them eventually stopped performing. What we see here are perhaps the final visible links of older Guru-Shishya lineages, most of which later became extinct. 2 or 3 of these practitioners were invited to Kerala Kalamandalam in their middle age to teach Mohiniyattam. Their expertise formed the base for the Mohiniyattam within the institutional setup. Let's now briefly look at some of these early practitioners of the 20th century and the first learners of Mohiniyattam at Kalamandalam. A questionnaire filled by Manakkulam Mukundaraja, one of the founders of Kerala Kalamandalam, lists the names of early Mohiniyattam dancers and a few Nattuvans, dance teachers and performance conductors of that period. These records were preserved by the former superintendent of Kalamandalam, the late Killimangalam Vasudevan Nambutirippadu. The list includes 15 female dancers and 7 male Nattuvans or Ashans or teachers. From this group, Orikkeledutha Kalyani Amma and later Appuredutha Krishna Panikar went on to become teachers at Kalamandalam. The very first Mohiniyattam class at Kalamandalam began with a single student, Thangamani, under the guidance of Orikkeledutha Kalyani Amma that we discussed in the previous video. Mukundaraja also notes that Ragini Devi and Sumalini Devi, who was a sister of Sarojini Naidu, had visited Kalamandalam during this period for short-term training. Unfortunately, this early lineage did not continue as Thangamani, the first student, did not continue performing or teaching Mohiniyattam. The second phase of classes included a small group of young girls. Among them was Kalamandalam Kalyanikutty Amma, later widely known as the mother of Mohiniyattam. In her book, she mentions the names of her batchmates. Of this group, mainly Kalyanikutty Amma carried the art form forward. She went on to popularize Mohiniyattam, conducted classes in different regions, and systematized both the repertoire and pedagogy in her own way. This led to the development of a distinct style of Mohiniyattam named after her. Her lineage directly traces back to Appuredutha Krishna Panikar and Chommayil Madhavi Amma. Kalyanikutty Amma also recalls that several dancers from other parts of India and abroad had visited Kalamandalam during this period for specialized training. One such notable figure was the dancer Shanta Rao. The next major phase began in 1950 under the tutelage of Padayannur Thottasheri Chinnamu Amma. She was a disciple of Krishna Panikar and Kalamuri Krishna Menon, who was a well-known Nattuvan and an expert in Kaigottikali. The first batch of students in 1950 were Haimavati from Thiruvilluamala, Clara and Bhanumati from Thrissur, and Vidya Vinodini. These 4 students were admitted with scholarships. They were later joined by Sathyabhama from Shornur, Dakshayani, Tangam Ambujam and Moli, Mariyama Varkitaragan, who came from Muvatupuzha, and she was slightly older than other students. Among these group, Haimavati later became the dance teacher at the Birla School in Pilani. Clara was an active performer in and around Thrissur, and she was a teacher, but later left her dance and taken up a career as a school teacher. Kalamandalam Sathyabhama became the successor to her Guru Chinnamu Amma at Kalamandalam in 1957. She played the major role in developing and expanding the Mohiniyattam repertoire and is widely recognized as the principal architect of the Kalamandalam style of Mohiniyattam. Today, all Mohiniyattam dancers and teachers can trace their lineage to, or they learned the foundation from one of these 2 streams, either the lineage of Krishna Panikar and Kalamandalam Kalyanikutty Amma or that of Chinnamu Amma and Kalamandalam Sathyabhama.